The mysterious trial key is coming to Minecraft, but what does it open? I hope we'll find out later.
Good news, we did!
The vault?
This is basically a glorified chest, but what it does give us is a use for the trial keys, and it will represent a new mechanic we've never seen in Minecraft before that will drastically change exploration and, sadly, multiplayer worlds. Let's take a closer look at what this brand new block entails, because it
Is coming to Minecraft very soon in snapshot, preview, and beta.
So with those unaware, Minecraft 1.21 is the next major update coming to the game, and the theme so far has been announced to be
combat adventures and on tinkering.
So far, the flagship feature of 1.21 are the trial chambers, massive underground structures made of copper and tuff, which contain trial spawners, which spawn a lot of mobs. If you can kill all of those mobs, you'll get a trial key. These trial keys so far do nothing, but obviously you know that's about to change with
The vault. The vault requires a trial key to unlock. Once unlocked, the vault will eject some rewards.
This is something you probably could have predicted by the fact that it's called a trial key and a vault. However, something you probably couldn't have predicted is the problem they're trying to solve with it.
Ever gone to a structure in Minecraft and all the chests have already been looted by your friends? With the new vault found in trial chambers, that won't be a problem anymore. Unlike those chests, vaults can still reward players after it's been looted by others. Each vault can only be unlocked once per player.
This goes without saying perhaps, but we've never seen a mechanic like this in Minecraft before. One time per player per world can you open a given vault, and although there can be multiple vaults in a world, this still means it's an incredibly powerful effect if it were to have some good loot. Although looking at what loot you can find from the footage they gave us, it is pre-release footage, it may change, but so far we've seen it give out an enchanted iron helmet, enchanted iron boots, an iron shovel, as well as diamond armor and an enchanted apple, which isn't the most impressive to be honest. And so yeah, combine that with some of the other weird things in this trailer. I have now shown you the basics that they wanted to reveal this Minecraft Monthly, but now let's talk about the deeper implications that it will have on the game and the analysis, which is what a lot of people like for the Minecraft news. And so we'll start with the negative side of things, because let's be honest, that's where a lot of people jumped. We have comments like this one from Killingager saying that they hyped up the trial key so much with all of the mystery only for it to open a one-time use loot box, and this is partially true. The trial key has been in the game for 2 months now. They've been working on what it would do, and the end result is just a block that is basically a loot box or a locked chest that you unlock one time and then never again. This is a bit disappointing to some. In fact, many people have said that it's underwhelming specifically, and I do think that Ryan Hibbs has a good point, that one of the reasons lots of people are disappointed is because there could have been 100 better uses for the trial key, but he concedes that it's not exactly terrible, and this is something I would like to reiterate, and so let me give you my defense of the vault. Hello, it's me in person again, except if I'm gonna do this, I should probably do this right, you know? It's an important day. 346 minutes late. It feels like I've gotten well enough dressed up that I'm basically going to court right now, which is what I am doing and would be willing to do to defend the trial chambers and the vault. A lot of people immediately have a pessimistic opinion here, but I do think the vault looks very fun by itself and has a lot of potential. And if you don't believe that, well, let me show you King B Dogs, one of the Minecraft developers that the community knows and loves. He says, just a reminder, the loot tables of containers in trial chambers are still extremely placeholder. So this presumably doesn't just mean the chests in the structure and the trial spawners themselves, but the vault especially. These are placeholder loot tables, and they will definitely be getting changed before release. One of the biggest criticisms people have is that right now the loot isn't very enticing. It's not enough to make you want to go to one specifically. This is something they can, and it looks like they know they have to, fix before that happens. And then he just goes on to say that vaults are a way of still allowing players to access structure loot on old servers, even if others have raided them before. And so honestly, I do think if they can just give us a unique enough reason to go here, this would be pretty good. And I don't want to fall into what I'll call the Rascal trap. The Rascal was a mob vote mob from the year before this one, which had the potential of giving you loot, but Mojang didn't tell us what it would be. It could have been one of the best mobs in the game if they gave it really unique loot, or it could have been one of the more useless ones if it only gave us enchanted iron pickaxes. It feels like we're there with the vault right now. It could be a worthless mob. They could, we could be falling into a sniffer trap where we think the plants are going to be so great, but really they're just aesthetic. Or it could be something much more exciting because maybe they're going to be giving us something really unique and worth going to the trial chambers for. That is something only Mojang knows, sadly, and that is something that I'm always cautious of saying. Don't have your expectations so high that only something that is mind-blowing will make you happy, but instead say that, yeah, in their current form, which is definitely being changed, they give some loot, and I guess it's a fun experience, but I do think to defend the trial chambers fully, I would say that this, because a lot of people say this isn't enough for an update to be themed after. I think the trial chambers are one of the coolest and most enjoyable structures Minecraft has added in a while. If they give you a decent way to find them, because they have an entrance right now, but it's not really an entrance, if they give you good reasons to explore them and want to look for lots of them, it could be really fun at the end of each of them, going to the vault and maybe finding a trim, or maybe finding a unique item, and so that is something I hope that they can do. Again, right now, it is just hopes, it's thoughts and prayers, and it's all that sort of stuff, but I really, really do have some hope here, and some belief that Mojang can make there be a reason that you'd want to go to multiple trial chambers, and specifically, even better, not only make you want to explore multiple, but have your friend who joins your world be so excited that you've got some trial keys to spare, and they can open the vaults as well. This could be a game-changing way for multiplayer worlds to work, and I do think there are 4 real key considerations that a lot of people aren't considering that maybe dampen down whether you don't like this feature, or if, like me, you're optimistic, things that could bring you a little bit down. So, first things first, multiplayer worlds are being massively improved by this. If you play on any, like a server that has dozens of players or more that aren't being necessarily cooperative, vaults being locked per player is massive, and it means that any place where these people are going to be interacting will not have these same issues that shulkers, end loot, trims, all of these rare things have, which is that they're very hard to find because, structure loot exists once per world, not once per player. Having a piece of loot that is once per player is very, very good for these people and is a massive upgrade, better than we've ever seen Minecraft do. They really have learned from the trim debacle, and I like that. However, this also has a great effect on anyone who likes exploration. Exploration will finally actually matter, as 1 vault per trial chamber means you might have to search a few. Again, that's only if there's something that's worthwhile and only found here, or at least best found here. If they don't have that, then trial chambers will just be a fun, goofy thing you find. However, they could be something that makes you want to explore your world and specifically find as many trial chambers as you can. This would make underground exploration real fun. And again, I do believe the best way to link this in is make the entrance of the trial chamber always expose itself to some form of cave, in the same way that you find amethyst geodes around the place in caves and you just go, oh, that's cool, I guess. It'd be fun if it actually was like, oh, let me get the whole server over here so we can go raid it. However, as I mentioned, the whole server a few times here, I am a single player Minecraft player, and this so far actually does seem like a bit of a problem. In fact, King B Dogs does specifically call out that it's a multiplayer experience improvement. Someone even asks him, if I'm a solo player, what's the point of me doing this? And he says it's more aimed at improving multiplayer experience than the single player one. But I think not only does it just improve multiplayer and ignore single player, I think it's got a big problem, because in single player, you can end up with too many keys. The trail keys, which, by the way, they showed a different design in this trailer to the end version, so they might have different tiers of trial key. That would be one of my guesses as a way to make that balance out and be more fun. But yeah, there are, so the trial keys are given to you way more than once per trial chamber, and that's just while you're naturally defeating it. If you go into a trial chamber and you continuously clear it out, as you are entirely free to do, then at some point you're going to get all of that loot and have far too many trial keys. They need to be useful for something else, because otherwise single players will just feel like they're wasting away. I think it can be really minor if you want it to be. You could craft 9 of them together and make an ugly block, or put one of them in the middle of some wood and make some brand new weird quirky thing. I think there has to be some use for these in survival, just to not feel like a dead item. I think items that only work in multiplayer are a bad thing for any game, and Minecraft is a beautiful single player game. Don't mess it up, Mojang. I believe in you. You can do this. Also, all of this only works, everything I've said so far, if and only if they do the structure rebalancing. King B Dogs had specifically said that they will definitely be getting changed. However, will they be getting changed for the better? Loot in Minecraft is such a hard thing to balance. Make it too OP and you ruin the progression of the game. Make it not OP enough and no one will go there specifically. Even structures that have really good loot, like the ancient city, are only exciting when you find them. You never think they're a key part of the progression, and there's this perfect balance to be found of like, good enough to make people lean towards finding you, but not so good that people say, yeah, it's the only way to do Minecraft now. In the same way that the original Ender Pearl trading from 1.16.1, the version all the speedrunners are still playing to this day, that was too OP. Mojang really didn't want to release it, by the way. They made a mistake and accidentally reverted the mistake, and now it's a speedrunners version of the game. Quirky story for another time, but if they make a mistake like that, where it's too powerful, it becomes the only way to do anything, and that is a problem too. They need to get this exact sweet spot of being difficult and also being rewarding and also making you want to find it, and they need to do that presumably by either having perfectly balanced loot for the part of the game you're going to find it in, or by having something which is unique enough to not mess with your existing progression, but be good enough for you to want to go to. That is a hard problem for Mojang to solve. I don't know how I do it. I just know that I'm excited for the Vault. It's coming to snapshots, betas, and previews soon, and as soon as it does, I want to play around with it, because even if you're so pessimistic about this, imagine what it could do in your world. Can you move it around, or is it a non-destroyable, non-movable block? For example, having a house built out of vaults would be pretty quirky if you could. So can you move it around? Is there any way to replicate it, destroy it in any other way like that? And also, are there any ways to cheese the mechanism? Is there meant to be ways to cheese the mechanism? Are there different types of keys? Having, you know, rare keys and then ultra rare keys, etc. could be really fun. What are they going to do? We won't know until it comes out in snapshots and betas, and as soon as it is out for Minecraft Bedrock, you better believe I'll let you know, and I'll be playing around with it here on this channel, because I've been IBX Toycat. The reason I'm actually wearing this suit is not to defend the trial chamber, sadly, but I do have a, it's Burns Night, which I think is a Scottish holiday, and I'm going to celebrate the best I know how, and I hope that you celebrate the trial chambers the best way you know how by subscribing to the IBX Toycat YouTube channel. I'm just kidding. I'd appreciate it if you did, though. It's something that if you would consider doing, it would greatly make me feel a little bit better today, because then when I go out, I can be like, look, 50 people subscribed because of this video. I'm important. People like me, and you know, if you want me to seem like I'm an important person at dinners, subscribing is the most important thing you can do. Otherwise, thank you for watching, and I hope that you have a good day. Yep, that's technically an outro. Bye.